Hey everyone, this is Kelly. I am one of the analysts here at Main Street ROI. We enjoy helping small businesses with their digital marketing efforts, and one of the ways we do that is through our marketing tip videos. So today's marketing tip video is about how to scale faster and smarter with Google Ads Performance Planner. So we'll move right along here. In today's video, we're going to cover what Performance Planner is, what it does, the benefits of creating performance plans, the campaign eligibility and the requirements to use Performance Planner, how it works, and we'll do a demonstration of creating a performance plan in the Google Ads account as well. So just a few things. What is Google Performance Planner? It's a tool that you have available to you in Google Ads, so you can log directly into your Google Ads account and access it from there. You can use this tool to access forecasts for your campaigns. You can determine different outcomes by adjusting some of your campaign settings. Say that you wanted to change your target CPA, or you wanted to change your target return on ad spend, or if you wanted to increase your budget. You can understand opportunities that are seasonal. So for example, if you have more search volume around the holidays and you want to see what a better, like an increased budget might do for you if you were to expand your campaigns during that time, this would be a great tool to use for that. Or if you have like seasonality fluctuations, if you just in general have a better traffic turnout on your site during holiday times, whether it's Christmas or Valentine's Day or any of those things, any of those holidays, this would be a great tool for you to use ahead of time to see what your campaign plan of action might be. You can also use this to provide campaign insights and projections, which kind of covers what I already talked about. So you can do this throughout the year. On a quarterly basis is what is generally recommended. And you can also use this to manage budgets across your different accounts and campaigns. So it's a pretty sweet tool that you can use fairly easily, and you can figure out where you want to allocate your budget depending on what those performance indicators look like across the different campaigns within your account. So there's a lot of benefits to using this. Of course, you can review the projected monthly and quarterly performance, and then you can go back to the drawing board. If there's something that's not doing well, you can figure out what might need to be changed within those campaigns, or know when to pull the plug if Google's forecasts are just not looking too great. So you can also get suggestions that would help your campaigns perform better within the same amount of ad spend. So for example, if you're stuck on one particular budget and you don't really have much leeway to increase that budget, Google's Performance Planner will give you some ideas on how you can achieve the best results within that campaign's budget without increasing it. So you can actually see how the spend and performance goals are affected if you do go in to change your campaign settings. So this is a great tool to use before you make any huge changes to your bidding strategy or your targeting strategy too. So a lot of good insights from using this tool. Can everyone use it? That's a good question. So there are certain things that Google requires in order for you to actually be eligible to use the performance planning tool. Now, this isn't necessarily a requirement. These are just some of the best practices for the most accurate projections within Performance Planner. So you can get better feedback and better quality feedback from Google's algorithm if you meet this criteria. It's really good to just have an organized account and an organized campaign structure for the campaign you're going to be basically using within Performance Planner. Of course, you really have to have some accurate conversion tracking already set up within your account so that Google has enough data that it can use to base these projections off of. And then, of course, actively running eligible campaigns. And we'll get to more on the eligibility factors here in just a second. Now, this is not a requirement from Google whatsoever, but I highly recommend that you have at least 1 year of historical data for Google to use when it's doing these projections. Now, one cool tip is if you don't have enough conversions in those campaigns for Google to create a forecast, uh, if you have enough clicks, then you can actually manually enter in what your conversion rate usually would be to assess potential conversion forecasts that Google will provide you. So even if there's not enough conversions, as long as you do have some activity going on within those campaigns and you are getting some traffic with enough with substantial clicks to your landing pages, then Google will allow you to enter in what your conversion rate normally looks like, which can be helpful as well if it's a newer campaign or newer account. So these are some of the campaign requirements. Now you can actually pull these directly from Google's support article, which I can show you here in just a few minutes. But I just picked out some of the top 3 campaigns that we generally see our clients working with. Search campaign, of course, being one of the primary drivers for leads. So the eligibility requirements here, there's several bidding strategies that are eligible. Your manual cost per click, your enhanced cost per click, the maximum clicks, maximum conversions, maximum conversion value, target return on ad spend, and your target cost per action or target CPA bidding strategies are eligible here, and the target impression share bidding strategy is also eligible. Now, this campaign, in order to use Performance Planner, it needs to have been running for at least 3 days, and it must have received at least 3 clicks in the last 7 days. There should be at least 3 conversions within that account in the past 7 days if the campaign is actually focused on conversions. So for instance, if you're targeting or if your bidding strategy is using target impression share, then Google will not require this conversion minimum in order to provide those projections. Oh, I kind of skipped through there a little bit faster than I should have. Sorry. But if you've had any kind of loss in impressions due to budget of over 5%, or I'm sorry, if you have a search is lost due to budget of less than 5% over the last 10 days, and this is with only target impression share campaigns. So, keep in mind that's not going to be affecting a lot of campaigns. It's for just very specific campaign goals. Now, as far as display campaign requirements, you can see the eligibility requirements here. As far as bidding strategy, Google requires that there be no changes made to that bid strategy in the last 7 days before you can use the Performance Planner tool. And it must have been running for at least 7 days or more. And as far as conversions, you would have to have at least 5 conversions or 20 clicks for a maximized clicks bidding strategy and have spent more than $10 in the last 7 days within that campaign. And it should not have any recent budget constraints. So if you're getting notifications about impressions have been lost due to budget, and if it's a significant amount lost due to budget, then Google may not have enough data for you to accurately provide these projections. So they don't want any of those budget errors popping up on the campaign. Now, Performance Max has actually increased in popularity as of this year. It is one of the fairly new campaign types. So as far as bidding strategy goes, Google does not want any changes to that bidding strategy in the last 7 days. And you must be using a shared budget for those bid strategies with the target. And honestly, this is a little bit vague as far as the requirements from Google. I have gone in to do performance planning with Performance Max campaigns, but they were not using a shared budget. So yeah, I'll have to look into that because that's a question I have too. But now the runtime, it must have been active and not been paused for fewer than 7 days. So of course it must be an active campaign. And then as far as conversions or the click minimum, If it is using a maximized conversion strategy with or without bids in there, or a maximized conversion value with or without bids, it needs to have at least 10 impressions, 3 interactions, 1 conversion, and then 1 conversion value if it's a conversion value related campaign and you're targeting, or you're actually trying to bid on the conversion value. So it's, of course, using the daily budgets as well, which of course they are. I don't know why Google even puts that as a requirement. So we can actually look at some of the other campaign types that Google will allow you to use with Performance Planner, and I can pull that up really quickly here. So if you go to just this article about Performance Planner on Google, then you can read a little bit more about this from your end at your earliest convenience. But they have the same table that I shared with you on the search and the shopping campaigns and the display campaigns. Now, you can see the requirements for the discovery and demand gen campaigns in here, as well as app campaigns, local campaigns, and video campaigns. There are different requirements for each campaign type. So if you are running different campaigns in your account, definitely take a look at this. And now there are a few reasons that the campaign may be ineligible. So if you've changed, let me see, if the campaign's been changed to meet eligibility requirements, but it's been running for fewer than 10 days with those new settings, then Google will not show it as being eligible in Performance Planner. Now, of course, if the campaign is in draft or an experiment state, it's not going to be eligible to use with Performance Planner either. And if the campaign's been deleted, which, these are kind of intuitive here. I don't think anyone's going to go in and plug in a deleted campaign to project forecasts for a future month of running ads within that campaign. So we'll just hop back to our presentation here. So how does Google's Performance Planner work? So the performance forecasts are based on traffic, ad auction competition, and ad interactions. So it uses data from the past 7 days, and it combines it with the years of historical data that Google has in its server to estimate how your campaigns could perform. Now, there are 3 important factors to consider, and these are what Google use to, these are what Google will use to determine the projections. So the traffic, now this can fluctuate during different seasons and holidays, as I mentioned to you. So Google will take that into consideration based on the different industries that are active on their platform. Now, Google can estimate the number of ad impressions that your campaigns might be eligible for depending on that historical data and how that traffic may fluctuate over time. So your ad auction competition, of course, the past and current ad auction data that Google has for your account will be applied here in its projections, and it can determine, where and when your ads might show based on the competition that you've had historically in your auction insights. And the ad interactions. So Google will use the past performance metrics of your campaign to provide future interactions like click-through rates and conversion rates. So it is really important to have a good chunk of data that Google can use to give you more accurate projections. So we can move right on into creating your performance plan. And if you go to your Google Ads account, you can just log in using the usual sign-in that you have, and then go to your budget planner. And I'll click on this just to show you where it is and go into this demo here. So I had it pulled up already, but I do want to explain where it's found in Google Ads. So you can just click on the Tools and Settings menu option up here, and Performance Planner is right here in the set of planning tools that Google provides. And I'll go back to our performance planner. So we're going to just do a demonstration here of what this process looks like. And you click on create a new plan. Now here you can change the date of, what you want Google to use as far as the projections go, the time frame that you're looking for. So for instance, if if it's October and you're a retailer or something like that, and you're trying to get your campaigns up and running so that you can get holiday sales and everything, then you could start this plan in October and then just give a projection date of, say, November 1st through December 31st or something like that. And in this case, we'll just go for projections for the first quarter next year, or for the first few months next year. You can also get as granular as going to next week or next month. So we'll just keep this as is for now. And there are different channels available, and this may change depending on what you have in the account that's active. So if you have different campaign types that are active, then it'll show you different options here. And these are grayed out because we don't have active campaigns for those campaign types. So we'll do a search campaign to start. And then we can do conversions because we are tracking conversions. So if you were doing a maximize clicks campaign and you were more worried about or more concerned with the traffic volume and getting website traffic, then you would change this to clicks. So as far as the conversions go, if let's just say if you or if a client knows a roundabout number of how many conversions they want to see in any given period, then you can enter that here. So if you go to conversions, you can enter the total number of conversions you'd like to see here. If you go to your actual spend, then you can enter in your new budget that you are predicting you'll have or you'll have. You can do that. And then the average cost per action. So if you have a target cost per action in mind and you want to maintain that, then you can use this tool to enter in what that looks, what that might be, and Google will provide you with different projections based on, what you're trying to achieve. So we can just say, all right, so conversions, and we'll enter in a number, a wild number. Let's just say we want to see 350 conversions during this time period. And we can do this for multiple campaigns, but we'll just do this for one campaign for demonstration purposes. And it'll pull up your planning dashboard here. So if the key metric in target is I put in 350 conversions for this time period, and Google changed it down to 227. But you can actually specify which of these conversion goals you want to include in the projections. So if you have purchases, or if you have lead forms, or if your business thrives on more phone calls, then you can actually just say, I only want to project phone call leads for this plan. It's a really cool tool, and you can say what the average conversion rate is. Now, this particular campaign has had a really great conversion rate, and our conversion rate is not 5.69%. Our conversion rate is much higher than that. So this is the forecasted conversion rate that Google is providing, and you can do historical conversion rate instead. So we'll apply the historical conversion rate, which is double what Google was projecting. So you do have some control over this. It's a little bit more granular. You can go in and change things and base it off of your actual account's performance, rather than basing it off of Google's forecasts and projections. So so you can go on the historical conversion rate. You can do a custom conversion rate. And you can do a scaled conversion rate based across all of your campaigns in the account. So just a few different options there. Now our average conversion rate range was about 10.7%, which is awesome. And you can see what might change if, let's just say, we want to reduce our target cost per action. Let's just say we want that to be like $375. instead. Google will recalculate this and show you how many conversions you might be getting at that target cost per action. Now, this is $147,000 in ad spend. This account in particular has a roughly $20,000 a month budget, and I believe they're increasing it to $30,000 a month soon, so that's awesome. So let's just say for 3 months of data at $30,000, well, that would be more like $90,000 in ad spend. And we can see what Google predicts here. So you can get 321 conversions, which is around the 350 that I had put in or had suggested before. And then this saying you could get that at $280.37 per action. So this is our existing settings. And then you can see the change with the planned settings that you have adjusted up here with the different numbers. Now you can actually compare the performance here, which is another cool way to garner some insights. You can see what the total ad spend is with the existing settings versus the planned settings, excuse me, and see what the past performance looks like too. So as far as the conversions, past performance is showing 114 with the existing settings. It's projecting 181 conversions during this time frame. And then if we change our budgeting and settings to what we're entering into the performance planner, then you can see that the total number of conversions jumped up by 140. So this is just a really cool tool for you to go in and play around with the different campaigns that you're running in the account. So whether you're a business owner or a marketer yourself and you're trying to get some insights, this is a great place to go for that, especially if you have historical campaign data. I really hope you found this video helpful. If you did, be sure to subscribe because we've got a lot more marketing tip videos on the way. And, you know, we really do enjoy helping these small businesses as well as other agencies to help them serve their clients with anything related to Google Ads. We also help with social media and SEO. So if, you know, if you do need further assistance with that, please do reach out to us. We are happy to help. And we also have a free checklist for Google Ads for you in the description of the video below. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.